Hey everybody, Justin here, Prosperity Prospecting. This is a video that's been requested many times. I just have not decided exactly how I wanted to do it. People have kind of asked me to give them an overview of the claim and the cost of what all we do and the equipment that it takes to do what we do. So it kind of starts, of course, with getting 6 hours, 6.5 actually, from my house to the claim and getting there with all the right equipment that I need to bring back enough ore to do some good. Then when we get there, this is a huge part of what we do, being able to get 5.5 miles up the mountain to get to the claim. The claim that we've been mining most often right now is a little over 41 acres. We take this trailer. I rebuilt it last year, stronger leaf springs, new wood, 14 ply tires, and I added some really heavy duty I-beam down there so that it'll handle a lot of heavy weight. And then so what we do is we get there, we run some while we're there, but we try to bring back a horse trough full of dirt, and you probably can't see down there, but a horse trough full of ore. I'll show you some more here shortly. And we bring it back here to process, because I don't have this particular claim, I don't own the land, so I don't want to take all my equipment up there. So we take that equipment, that ore and dirt, we classify and volume through this flour sifter. It allows us to classify a lot more material without all the heartache of having to do it by hand. And from there, that ore, the ore itself, will go to this jaw crusher. Okay. This jaw crusher will cost you, everybody asked me to share cost too. This is going to cost you about $6,000. Hammer mill is going to cost you about the same. It goes to the hammer mill next, which gets it down small enough to go to the ball mill. This ball mill was about $4,500. I don't know what they cost now. Every one of these pieces of equipment I bought from a friend of mine who had never used them. So they were new, but used new. And so we take the material out of here, and you can see here before we move on, this is some of the dirt. The dirt goes straight from the horse trough to the ball mill. It doesn't need to go through all them crushing processes. But what we do with the process of going through the jaw crusher and the hammer mill, it takes rocks like that and it'll get it down to this size. Then it goes to the hammer mill and it'll get it down to this size, and the ball mill can handle it from there. So that's the process kind of outside. You can see I've got buckets and ore everywhere because it's been a very productive season so far, and I didn't get everything ran from last season during the winter, but we are getting better at bringing back ore that's got value. We had to learn this claim, we had to learn this ore. Here's some more that's been through the jaw crusher but not been through the hammer mill. And once we get all of those steps done, the ore goes in the shop. Now I'm going to warn you up front, we'll talk a little bit about cost here in a minute, but I try to do all that I can to keep from having to invest more money personally. So here's a load of scrapped e-waste. I just tear down some when I have time, and then here's some of the equipment that's drying out and some of the acid's doing its work to give me some gold that way too, and silver and platinum, so that I can sell it and just put it back right into the gold mining. That's why the channels exist too. All of that money goes back into the gold mining. But on top of that though, the channels, depending on where you're at in the membership realm, it gives you access to some of the claims without the cost we're going to talk about here shortly. So the next step comes to the gold strike. This machine is amazing. You feed it here, and then the valves are aired up down there. So after you feed it, it will go The bigger stuff, the 1/8 inch material, will go to port 1. 1/8 inch minus goes to port 2. And the fine goes to port 3. And if those 3 ports don't catch it, it's got more chances to get caught. So it comes out of here, and I cut this kitty litter bucket with a 3/4 inch lip down here so that some of the heavies will stay in there. And then we got deep V matting all the way down this magnetic sluice box. So it's got 5 chances with that machine to catch it. And you can feed it really, really fast, and you can feed it dry. So that's why I really like that machine. Then here's a bunch more e-waste, by the way. Whole bunch got to be processed. The table's full. All of those monitors I wanted to auction that need to be tore down. Here's some more stuff that's got gold and copper and silver and platinum in it. And so first thing I want you to know is it's a lot of work, okay? And you got to get creative on the money part of it, unless you're super wealthy, then you can do whatever you want. But after it leaves the gold strike, it comes here to the shaker table. And the shaker table, the waste goes here, the middlings go here, the high grade goes there. And so you can adjust the water, you can adjust the pitch, you can adjust the attitude. This is some I started running last night, but I was seeing a lot of fine gold in it, so I slowed down. I don't like that I've got dirty water in here trying to process super fine gold. So I stopped that so that I don't lose any more than I have to. This metal waste from the e-waste, I've got a guy that's a little bit special. Good guy though. He tries to make a little extra money scrapping, so I'm saving all that for him where he can come get it and make a little bit of money. And so after we go through all of those processes we talked about, then we go, I've got an electric smelter, and I've got a couple of propane smelters over here that will help me process it further. Here's some material that needs to go to smelt. And after that, you got a capel. A capel is these cups that are designed to soak up everything but the precious stuff. And it goes into this oven, and I'll run it at about 2100 degrees until the reaction is done. And then when you're done with that, hopefully you got a gold button. And so that's kind of the step-by-step process. Now this is Lode mining, we're not talking placer mining. Cost. What I did when I got started is I bought too much stuff, okay? Some of it I don't use hardly ever, but I thought I was going to be able to find land that I could put heavy equipment on and run way more material. That hasn't materialized yet. I do have a claim where I own the land, but it's way up the mountain. It would be quite a chore to get material there. You're also going to need water pumps, high bankers, things like that. If you're going to do any processing in the field, I have all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, the truth is, I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in my investment, but the last year or two, it's kind of flattened off. I really haven't had to spend any money out of pocket. It's been just kind of paying for itself, not paying back anything, but just paying for itself. And but here's the thing. Yes, I'm in the hole significantly, which happens a lot in mining, but my health is so much better. It's worth it. That alone makes it worth it. It allows me to be more effective in my other company because I don't feel so down and sick all the time with I got some autoimmune diseases that drag me down quite a bit. Really bad fatigue, a lot of pain, things like that. But it helps the mind, it helps the body, helps the spirit, and it gets me away from electronics. It gets me away from all of the junk that goes on in this world. Up there, if it ain't God made, I don't see it and I don't hear it. And so I really enjoy that part of it. I hope that it turns into some sort of a profit? Of course I do, because I want to leave it to my kids, and there's a few nieces and nephews that want to be a part of it. I want to build it up and leave it for them So that's the overview. The reason it took me a while to do this is I knew it was going to be a long video, but I hope that helps a little bit. And investors, last thing, somebody else asked about that. I've had a lot of people approach me wanting to invest in it that have seen the videos, but here's the thing, I can't comfortably take on investors when I'm not making money. I mean, I just don't feel right about taking somebody's money, even if it's to further the company, not having any idea when I can give them a return on that money. So I've had the opportunity, lots of opportunities. People have approached me trying to invest. If you do want to help the company, the best way to do that is become a member of Patreon. And that's the best way. That's what helps us the most right now. A small, very small amount of money for you, but if enough people do it, it really helps the company grow without having somebody else have to make a huge investment. So I probably forgot a few things, but hopefully that'll help you out a little bit. We're going to be working pretty hard this weekend. I'll try to get some more videos out. I appreciate each and every one of you. My initial goal, my main goal when I started this, was to get people off the couch, off the phone, and in the field having fun in the stream or up the mountain, and become a Patreon member. And you can do that without having to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars that I've had to spend to get to the point we're at. So I appreciate you. Thanks for all you do for the channel. Let's get out and make some gold. See you on the next one.